Hey scrapbookers and creative friends, today I want to share with you something that I have done as a labor of love annually for my family. I'm Linda Batuk, Creative Memories Independent Advisor in Jupiter, Florida. And each year I make a calendar book, which I call Quilted Memories because I love quilts, but I'm not a seamstress. So I make paper quilts, and I have a paper quilt, like a quilt block for each month. And I prepare my album. I have it completely ready for the entire year. This is my big creative project for the year. And then each month, at the end of the month, then I can go ahead and print the pictures that I need, get them placed in the album, and then I document our family history. I started this because our family is all over the country and out of the country even. And it was a way of unifying us and keeping track of all the different things that our 3 grown children are doing and their spouses and so forth. And it has really become, as I said, a true labor of love. This year I went a little bit crazy with punches, which you will see because I'm punchy. I'm really crazy about punches. So I've decided to use punches this year. I've used recipe templates as my guide for my quilt block. I've used just my quilt designs. I've looked at quilt designs and then tried to replicate them with paper. But this year I decided I wanted to use my toys, my tools, my Creative Memories punches, I use both the Border Maker system and some border punches, frame punches, and just separate individual punches as well. So this is not a fast project like you have often seen me create in the last few videos, but this is so worthwhile. If you just trust me on this, you get this album set up, and then for your year, you are ready to document. All you have to do at the end, each month, at the end of each month, print your pictures, add your journaling, your titles. If you want to embellish, if you have time to do it, that's great. But you've already gone through all the creativity and you're kind of in that creative mindset when you make the album. So it's just, to me, it's a win-win. And this is the 6th year that I've done this, and it has proven to be the best way for me to keep our current family history going. Am I caught up totally for past years? No. But this way I know that at least currently I'm keeping up with our family, all our family events and things that are happening and so forth. So I hope you enjoy. I'm going to do a flip through, and then at the end of the video, I will have photographs of each one of the months so you can see. Use it for inspiration if you want. I'm not saying this is something that you have to do. This might not appeal to you, but you can use it as maybe a jumping off point for ideas that you'd like to use. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that little bell, and then you'll be notified when my next video is posted. Thanks so much. Now let's get sharing. So the format that you set up for your calendar album can be whatever makes you happy, but I'm going to share with you the supplies that I used in case you want to make the same, follow the same format. So you do need a pack of 12 by 12 pages with protectors, just the plain white pages. And I stuck with white because the calendar pages only come in white. You need a pack of the calendar refill pages as well. And I chose to use, I love these top-loading pockets because that way you can see both sides of designer paper. So I use a whole pack of these as well. There are 12 in here, so it's 1 for each month. In addition, you will need designer paper. Now, if you want to use a separate one for each month, that's great, especially like holidays and so forth. But sometimes you can choose something like Feeling Bright or summer days that would work for June, July, August. So use whatever paper you have, but think of them maybe in quarterly packs of paper, because any of our fall collections will work for September, October, November. So think of it that way. I use a lot of my stash because otherwise I become a hoarder, and I don't want that to happen. So you do need designer paper, enough for 12 months. Don't forget the wonderful embellishments and stickers as well, which you can add these to your quilt block, but you can also put them as the simple embellishments on your on the calendar page where the calendar blocks are, and also on your other pages within that month. Stickers and laser cut borders, those are also a wonderful addition and makes it very simple to add some bling to your collection. Remember as well, now these are from Serene Waters, but they're also so summer themed. These make great journaling boxes. Also, if you have a 4x6 photo, you can set that on here and it can be matted easily on here. So if you collect your papers in kind of quarterly clumps, then that way when you do print your pictures at the end of the month, you just go to these collections and then you can use these mats, you can use the paper if you need, and embellishments if you want to add something once your photos are in there and for your journaling. Now, of course, where we house all this, you're going to need a 12x12 album. It's a shame that this one wasn't around when I started mine. These were the, this was that wonderful seasonal one that you could get free with a purchase. These are not for sale at this time, but this would have been a beautiful way to do that because it has all the seasons indicated on it. If you were lucky enough to get one of those, you might want to make your first calendar book with this beautiful album. I, however, because I started this years ago, I use a black album. And the reason that I just stuck with black for all of them, and I also have I call it quilted memories. So before I get to the next year, I go ahead and I have the embossed spine put on here so that when I finish the album, that way I can put it together. Okay? Now, before I flip through there, I'm going to show you the order. So, the album's going to start with a title page. So that happens to be the back of the very first calendar. So this would be the month. Okay, so for instance, this is the title page. This would be January. And then this is where where I make my quilt block, where I do my design. And the design that I make here kind of guides me for what I want to put on the calendar as well. Then you have the back of this page, which, you can add a designer paper, you can wallpaper it, you can just add embellishments or borders. Then that's where I drop in the top loading pocket. This has the white cardstock in it. Remember, this is photo safe, so you can use this for projects. Sometimes now the top loading pages have different colors. And this year I was able to use mine came with a beautiful green that I was able to use for a couple of months. And you'll see that when I flip through. So on this one, so this was the next one. And then the last one you have, this is the last page of the month, which is good for me. It kind of limits to how many photos I can print. I print and put in there so the book doesn't get too thick. But this is the last page of the month that you're on, and then on the next page is the concurrent, the following month that comes after that. So maybe it'll make more sense when I flip through. Now there are going to be months where you're going to have more activity going on, maybe more birthdays and so forth. So you can always add multi-pocket pages. If you have like certificates, events, people got certificates and so forth, you can add the 8x8 because these staples are at the same spot as the 12x12. You can also, of course, use peekaboo pockets and or of different sizes. You can use the 4x6, 12x6, or the 5x7. So you can add extra pages extra photos without having to add an extra page, unless you want to do something like the pocket. A few months I have done this because that way you can get 10 photographs double-sided on here. Okay, let's take a look inside my latest creation, my 2023 album. My son and daughter-in-law saw it yesterday and they thought it was gorgeous, so I'm very happy. Now, normally I do put page protectors on to keep it safe for the whole year because it's in and out of my on and off the shelf when I add photos. I didn't do it today because of the glare. I do have this at an angle because of the slide-in top-loading pocket page. Those are plastic, so it's going to have a little bit of a glare. So hopefully you can see this okay. All right, so here's a little flip through. There is my title page, which, by the way, I did last because I was thinking about months, and then so I did this last. And as you can see, I used border punches for this, and I'm really happy with it. So here's my 2023 title page. And then here's my calendar block for January. Some of these were not frame punches. This is from the Border Maker system. So I used just little blocks of, I just used added little snowflakes on there. Okay, and you see how this dictates what I do. All right, so this was the calendar page, and this was the first plain page. So on the back, I added designer paper. Here's my top loading, okay, which I have already embellished with a border on both sides. Lots of room for photographs. And then this is the last page for the month of January. And as you see, because, you know, I don't know yet. Well, I kind of know because it's January 29th, but I got it done before the month was over. But I left lots of room for photographs. Okay, so now this is the last page of January. So on the flip side, we have February. And on February, again, I love this is that new beautiful damask punch. And I wanted to, and have, you know, how many heart stickers can you use, right? So I wanted to use this beautiful flourish vine. So I used the red blade around this custom cutting system, and I made the heart. I just went for it to see if it would work, and I think it turned it. Is it perfect? No, but is it beautiful? Yes. Okay, so here's February. The back of the blank. This is what I used for the top loading, and I used this laser cut so that I can put 2 special photos in here. And on the back, I did use the trimming, the little trimmer to make a wavy cut here. And here is March. Again, I did use a lot of foam squares. I kind of was crazy with the foam squares this year as well, but I was happy, made me happy. You can see there are a lot of layers here as well. So it's kind of thick, but again, it makes me happy. There's no wrong way to scrapbook, right? That's what Noreen Smith says all the time. Okay, I just love these beautiful, beautiful paper, these vivid melodies. Okay, so here's March. April. This was our new umbrella punch and our rainbow punch. And just, you know, some of the older punches that I just love punches. And these are some of the older CM stickers. Remember, we used to get them from Mrs. Grossman if you were around back then. Again, this Vivid Melodies. So pretty. So pretty. Now, when it's a busier paper like this, I might matte some of my photos. It just depends. Sometimes I have so many photos, you barely see the background. It depends, but it's very flexible. And here's May. Yellow Rose. Our daughter moved to Texas this year. Maybe that was in my head, the Yellow Rose of Texas. I don't know. But I wanted to use the rose punch. And I forgot to mention that these are old calendar stickers, old CM calendar stickers, which are perfectly fine. And I let them dictate the colors for the month, whatever I was using. And Creative Memories papers are so... they're just so beautiful, and they blend with so many different collections that it was easy for me to find cardstock and designer paper that I could use. So here's May. If you're going to say roses, let's just say it. This is the drop-in pocket. And I'm kind of crazy for plaids too, so there's that. Now, here's June. That beautiful honeycomb. This was from last year's National Scrapbook Day. I love bees. My whole yard is planted for pollinators, so I really wanted to pick up on the bees. And this is another laser cut. Made it very easy to make a gorgeous quilt block. We're going to call them that, paper quilt block. Okay, making with the bees. So pretty. And this is the green cardstock that came with the top loading pocket. Worked perfectly for this month. Just added a little border over here. May. No, sorry, that was June. Yes, we had June bees, not June bug. Well, they are June bugs, but June bee. And then July. This design, Kylie Kingham, who's a Paper Sweet Pea, she did a kind of a lollipop design on a lolly design on one of her pages, I believe, for Christmas. And I thought that was a great idea. So rather than stars, I decided to use the red, white, and blue, but make it a little twist. And these are a mixture of different collections, but they all blend nicely. I think this was from National Scrapbook Day a couple of years ago. Okay, and you see, when you do this, it's ready to receive your photos. Not a lot of work, because the work is done. The creative work is done. In August, and this, not sure, oh, this is a beautiful weave, basket weave. And old Creative Memories punch, I made these flowers. August. This is from Feeling Bright, that beautiful Feeling Bright collection. Another laser cut border. I'm not border, laser cut template that I put on there ready to receive my photos. Here's September. The polar bear that I did in January became a black bear for September, which is easy to do with a punch. And then this was a cutting, custom cutting template. I use that as well. This is the picket fence that comes with the Border Maker system. I think it still comes with the Border Maker system. I know they switched it up for a while, had a cupcake in there, but I believe we're back to picket fence, which is great because you can use that for so many things. September, with this beautiful green. Because now I'm in Florida. I'm in Jupiter, Florida, so it's green all year. So it's not going to necessarily be autumn leaves for us, but I mean, I still love it, but I don't have to do that. Okay, October. These little pumpkins. Wait, let me see. I wrote down the name. There's an Australian advisor who shared this idea of cutting out these pumpkins. Yeah, Catherine Allendorf from Australia. It's actually ovals that you use to make these. I taught this at my Craptoberfest last year, and I decided that I would incorporate it in my October album. It's not too spooky, but you can tell it's October from the colors. And also I wanted to pick up on this blue. I really like this blue. Something a little different for October. Since this is my 6th year doing this, I'm kind of switching it up. But we have to get spooky at the end of the month, and this is the end of the month because now we're into November. The blackbirds. I love that bird punch. This is from a couple years ago, the border punch, and I love the twigs as well. It's so cool. A little tricky to punch. You have to be very careful and calm when you punch that. This is a laser cut border from, I want to say it's Foliol or Spiced Plum. It's one of those collections, but it just all works so beautifully together. And some more purples. And in the drop-in page, I use, this again was that green that came with the top loading pocket. And I just added a little bit of paper and a laser cut border. Pick up on the purple over here. I love sunflowers so much. But this is kind of a nice twist on a different way, not the bright yellow, but more muted colors. And now we're into December. And again, this is the cardinal punch that came out this last year with seasonal sightings. This is some seasonal sightings paper. But this is an old, I think it's not from seasonal sightings. I'm not exactly sure. I used a mixture. Christmas is Christmas. Some Christmas plaids. This is my punch in place. This was paper that I had punched, so I just added some of the beautiful cardinals. This is the top loading pocket here. And because it's December and we didn't have a calendar page, you do need one more blank page if you want to have a page after your drop-in pocket. So I did add one more page and just embellished it, basically. But that's it. So now, on July, well, I actually finished this. I finished this album, about 4 days ago, but I still had not printed and placed and journaled my, October, November, December of 2022, and I was not going to make this video until I finished that so that I could tell you that it really is possible to keep up with it. You don't have to get as elaborate as this. You can make a much simpler design. You might want to just use colors and tones. You might want to use squares and triangles like a lot of quilts have, paper quilts have. Or you can just think of color tones and use the laser, some of the laser cut borders, or just punch a border. It can be very simple, is what I'm trying to say. You make it however it's best for you. But I hope that this inspires you to prepare an album so that you are ready and you can get that family history done while it's fresh in your mind, because we think we're going to remember all the details, and we don't always. Sometimes we forget some of the details. So I am challenging you to do that. To help you out, I am also putting links for all of the products that I have on here in case you don't have them. If you have a lot of paper, I encourage you to use your paper. I have all these and I'm thinking that's so pretty. Yeah, okay, it's pretty, but use it. Don't just store it. We don't need that. So use the supplies you have, but if you need some and you don't have an advisor, I would love to be your advisor. Please shop with your advisor if you have one. But I will put my links in the description below the video. Share this with anyone you would like. I encourage you to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in February. It's almost here. Bye-bye.